Welcome all of you to today's session of Market Movers, in which we will talk about the retracement which we are seeing in the Nasdaq. And in today's session, for most of the European trading hours, we saw the Nasdaq futures consolidating in a range-bound manner, and this retracement, which started in last week, is likely to prevail in this week as well. So we will see some of the levels which I feel can be good entry points. The optimum risk reward ratio can be found around those levels. So we will see those possibilities. If you consider the trading context for the day, we didn't really get many major releases on the economic front for most of the Asian trading hours as well as the European trading hours. And as far as the North American trading session is concerned, apart from the US consumer confidence data, there was not much on the data docket. And for the day, the important things which are driving the movements in the financial markets are the proposal for extending the emergency lending programs from the Federal Reserve. Earlier, this emergency lending program was going to run till end of the September, and now the Federal Reserve has extended it to the end of this year, that is for December 20. So we have this extension of 3 months, and it will likely prove helpful for businesses which are struggling due to this ongoing pandemic. Also, the Republicans have approved a bill of almost US dollar 1 trillion. This is a proposal. It is yet to be approved in Senate, but that's the proposal from the Republican side, and that will help extend the funding measures and employment benefits which are going to expire. So that will contribute to people's people-friendly measures of the federal government of United States. And just a while back, we got the US consumer confidence numbers, and here actually the reading is worse than expected numbers. And for the month of July, the consumer confidence has declined to 92.6 from the prior levels close to 98. And it is, as I said, the expectation were of a reading around 95, but as we are seeing the resurgence of the coronavirus outbreak, the resultant impact is that people are feeling less confident, and that is now showing in the consumer confidence data as well. So we will not really see the economy getting back on track unless the epidemic is brought back in control. Now moving on to the technical segment, here we will see the Nasdaq first, and then we will move on to the NZD USD. Let's start with the Nasdaq's technical outlook. This is the daily time frame chart, and this retracement which we are talking about started close to these double top levels of 11,000, and then we saw these sharp sell off of almost 400 to 500 points, and after seeing some rebound on the lower levels, the Nasdaq has been consolidating for most part of today's session around 10,600 zone. But I feel that this consolidation is likely to last for most part of this week, but the bias is likely to remain on the bearish side. And in coming sessions, we might see Nasdaq approaching towards 10,000 level, and considering the extensive rally which we have already seen in the Nasdaq, if that does happen, then I think it shouldn't be a surprise given the amount of movement which has already happened on the upper side, the bullish side. And if we see some sort of profit booking and some retracement towards lower side, then that shouldn't be a major concern even from the bullish traders perspective. So here we have this almost flattening of regression curve, and now because of the price action moving on the lower side, we are seeing that even this regression curve is slowly bending on the downside, and the price action has concentrated between these two resistance zones, the first resistance and the second resistance of this month's pivot point series. Here on the lower side, we are seeing that Nasdaq is indeed finding support closer to this 10,500, 10,400 band, and in today's session. In the earlier hours, we saw this retracement extending closer to 10,700, and as we had talked about this level in Friday's session, again the selling pressure came in picture and pushed the Nasdaq lower. And I think even in today's session, if we are going to look for a fresh trading opportunity in the Nasdaq, a short sell trade can be taken in the price band of 10,600 to 10,700. So this is an opportunity, and if this time around we see a break below 10,500, I am expecting it to extend even below this prior swing high, prior swing low, which is there around 10,300, and then that opens up the possibility of Nasdaq moving towards its next support zone, which is there around the central pivot point of this month's pivot point series. And this is the last week of this month, so by the end of this week, when we come back for trading on Monday, next month might next month we'll have a new pivot point series, so we will have the fresh support and resistance level. But as of now, we have these support zone around 10,000 levels, and if we see this double top formation holding well, and if we get a break below these levels, the immediate swing lows, then I think naturally the possibility of Nasdaq moving further lower is there. And if that is going to happen, I would say that these levels which we had marked in the Friday session as well can be exploited to our advantage, and here closer to the 10,700 zone, we have these 200 SMA as well as the 100 SMA. So we have this confluence of two crucial SMA levels, and as we have already seen, this turnaround happening closer to 10,800. So from the perspective of price action as well as the SMA formation, the things are pointing to the bearish side, and as I said earlier as well, I am expecting a break below this immediate swing low, which is there around 10,300. So from the risk reward perspective as well, we are going to have a decent ratio here, and if we are getting entry anywhere close to 10,700 with the stop loss coming in around 10,900, so that will be a risk of around 200 points, and on the lower side we can expect the break below this 10,300. So we will have the risk reward ratio which will be at the minimum 1:2, and as I said, we can even expect the move towards 10,000 levels. So here the possibility is quite good that we will get a risk reward ratio which will be better than 1:2, and the risk is not that high. Of course, 2 percentage point risk is there, but we can try to minimize it by going for lighter lot sizing, as we have to keep the stop loss almost 2% away from the entry point, so that has to be kept in mind. Now moving on to the currency segment, here we will see the NZD USD, which has been on a run after making low closer to this 0.55 USD. We have this now moves back toward these January highs, and for last 3 to 4 trading session, the Nasdaq has been consolidating around these 0.664 levels. In today's session as well, we saw Nasdaq finding support on the lower side, and oops, I said Nasdaq, actually this is NZD USD, and the NZD USD has been consolidating closer to this 100% Fibonacci expansion of its rally from 0.55 to 0.62, and then after this due consolidation, we had again a move higher, and these 100% Fibonacci expansion levels were made, and now after the break above those zone, we have this consolidation happening, and here I feel still the bias remains on the bullish side. So I am not really expecting a trade where we can be looking for a sell trade here. So rather than looking for a short sell trades, I would say that we should remain on the side of the trend, and as long as we don't really get any break below crucial support zone, the bias should remain on the bullish side. So if that is the case, then I think we have to rely on this price action here, which we have seen for last two sessions, and it is suggestive of the fact that we are seeing this support zone around 0.6620. We also have the first resistance which was broken in this prior rally, and it is now acting as a support for the NZD USD. Here, as you can see, we had this turnaround happening closer to 0.6630 levels, and in today's session we are seeing almost 20 to 30 pips retracement from those lows, and now then the USD is trying to move higher, and unless and until there is a break below this immediate swing low which is there around 0.6620, I would say that it's better to remain on the bullish side and try to look for fresh opportunities to go long with possible target coming closer to this immediate swing high around 0.67 levels. So if that is the case, then I think to find the optimum entry and exit, we will have to rely on this hourly chart. And here, this consolidation is looking promising, and I feel that we can indeed go for any long trade in the price band of 0.6640 to 0.6650, and if we are fortunate enough to get that entry on the high side, we can expect the move beyond the 0.67 levels with possible stop loss coming in closer to these prior swing low around 0.6620. So for a risk of around 20 to 30 pips, we can target almost 50 to 60 pips on the high side, and that gives us the risk reward ratio of 1:2 as well. And this price action, which has been indicative of the fact that we are not really seeing any one-way momentum in NZD USD, but rather the price action has shifted in a sideways trend, and because of that we can indeed look for scalping kind of opportunity where we try to go for buying closer to the low level support, and then we can make an exit closer to this resistance zone of prior swing highs. So that should hold well unless and until we see a break below this 200 SMA zone which is there around 0.6617 level. So that's it from my side for today's session. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, you can write it in the comment section, and I would be more than happy to take the discussion forward. Before I sign off, I would also like to remind of the risk associated with trading in the financial instrument, and one should be careful while using the information provided. Have a fabulous day ahead. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.